What's your first memory of Steph shooting a ball and going, "Oh, this guy's different"?
Pretty early on, well, I guess not early on in his career, but early on for me was the Spurs played the Warriors in the playoffs, pre-Warriors championship, you know, and you go into it and you're like, well, this is a young team and where we have like championship pedigree. This is when we still had Tony Manu. We're gonna be fine in the series, but it's the one where Manu hits the game winner, the 3-pointer, and everybody goes crazy. But you went into the series. I went into the series just like, this will be a no problem series at all. We're gonna be fine. I'm not worried about these guys. And then you start, like, you get exposed to the team in general, but to Steph, playing him, 4, 5, 6 times in a row rather than a couple of times spaced out over the course of a year. So we just were in that playoff series, and I just remember watching him and being like, oh my God, your eye just gets drawn to him on a basketball court in the same way that your eye gets drawn to LeBron or to Asia Wilson or to any of the greats. Even if you've never seen it before, you watch a game and your eye just, who is this player here? So for me, it was that postseason series between the Spurs and the Warriors.
You're right too that the final 3 minutes in France in the Olympics with Steph versus France, Team USA, that it was like a scene of, I think it was Nightmare on Elm Street. When you're watching that though, as a basketball fan, as a Spurs fan though especially, you're going bang, bang, bang. When he's doing that to Wemby, and there's this amazing shot obviously with Victor Wembanyama, his 12 feet arms jumping towards Steph, and he somehow gets that ball over him. Like, what is your description, your feelings of that when you see him doing that, and Victor Wembanyama, of all people, going through that early in his stage especially?
Well, so the thing with that was, by that point, I had, a decade plus years of experience with Steph, watching Steph. Like, I have a relationship with him. Also, he's playing for Team USA. I love Wemby. I'd only had him for a little bit in my life, and he was also at that moment with the enemy. So I was not like, oh no, he's doing it to my guy. I was like, oh heck yes, this is awesome to root for. Opposite of what I was feeling last night when we played, and he starts going nuts, and it's just, you're just terrified. You're like, just don't let him get the ball, please do. Like, you're in a panic, right? But when he's your guy, in that moment, he got to be, everybody in America, he got to be our guy. And you get to experience what it feels like when he's doing it for you. It was unbelievable. I had actually written a whole other Steph Curry chapter, like a whole different thing. It was a whole different thing. And then the Olympics happened, and the book was done. It was all the way done. The Olympics happened, and I emailed the publisher like, hey, I have to change this.
Wow.
Like the whole thing changed. That's the last thing that went into the book, just because it was like, if the whole point of this book is talking about basketball things that make you feel something, what I just watched right here, from the greatest shooter who has ever lived, what I just watched, this will be the defining moment of his career. He's got almost a fistful of rings of championships. Great. But the first thing anybody's going to mention when they talk about the greatness of Steph Curry is going to be that moment there, where he did on the biggest stage possible, with all of the best basketball players on the planet, suddenly deferring to him and being like, you get us home, with the like biggest stakes at play. Like, it was just this unbelievably overwhelming basketball experience. And so I had to change everything because of that. He messed up my production schedule.
I love it.